Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Knack. We have got live tournament action coming at you right now. It is going to be the finals in tonight's Novice Arena tournament. We have got Hoyification taking on Mjung. It is going to be Terran versus Protoss here. Mjung going to be our red Terran player. He's spawning up here at the 12 o'clock location. And down here at the 2 o'clock, close positions by air, is Hoyification. He is purple. He is Protoss. He's like playing Protoss all night long. Indeed he is. The whole entire bracket just about was Protoss tonight. So much Protoss and just the one Zerg making it happen. He's doing a great job. Now we'll talk frankly for just a moment. Mjung tends to be an all-in one-base player. I think this is a great strategy. I don't think it's anything to be upset about. And the reason for that is this guy he's learning the ropes. He's trying to, he's joined a team, as you can see. He's already, a clan, I guess. But he's trying to make a good, solid play here. And I think that if you choose a very, very similar and small basket of builds, which you can see that he's got a 1-1-1 and a very similar 2 racks, Banshee, Marine Marauder all in, which is really, really nice play for this Terran player at low levels. I assume that he's going to be getting a lot of wins off of it because very few other people are going to know the counters to that at low levels. So he should be able to make it up to at least diamond off of these builds. Currently at silver. And so he's doing a great job. Hoyification, though, is a phenomenal Protoss player. We'll see how he's going to proceed if he's going to get that scouting intel in. Now, he should know kind of what's coming at him. I think he was watching the stream earlier. So he should know what's going on with Mjung, as well as we've seen Hoyification play before and know that he's actually pretty good with his metagaming skills. He knows how to scout, knows how to determine what his opponent's going, and has a reasonable idea of what to do to counter that. So moving into this final, I think we could have some phenomenal fireworks here, but quite honestly, I don't really expect Mjung to do anything different than what he's been doing in the past. It looks like he is going to be starting with his standard 2 racks opener here, and probably going to be going for that 2 racks Banshee Marine Marauder all in off of one base at this point. Can't really guess anything else. He should be tossing down his gas here in just a few seconds. We'll check back in on that here momentarily, but notice that Hoyification, good standard opener from him, does have his gateway working on a Zealot. His Cyber Core is complete and going to be going for that Warp Gate technology right away. Is he into Chrono? Well, he's going to grab his second gateway. There goes your Chrono on that gate, or the Cyber Core. And here comes the Scouting SCV. Just the 2 gateways for now. We'll see if he's going to go straight for a Robo here or not. Looking pretty good, but wow, I'll tell you what, Mjung being super active with this scout. And this is what I was talking about earlier, why it's so important for lower level players to pick a build and stick with it. This gives him the opportunity to to make time to start to be active with his scouting individuals and things like that. Now he did opt for a Reaper here, little early Reaper. Now this doesn't really change his build necessarily, but it is a slight switch here, and he's actually picking up quite a few kills. That's 3 kills now he's got. Not bad, not bad. 3 kills on a Reaper is pretty handy, and he is going for a completely different build here. Completely different. So Mjung actually pulling out all the stops. He's going to try something new here. This is the finals Icefire. But Mjung with his command center going down. We do have his second racks. It looks like he's just going to go for an expand here, which is kind of an interesting play. I was really expecting him to go for that Banshee push like he's been doing almost the entire tournament. The current score is 0-0 between these 2 individuals. This is game 1. And so I was kind of expecting that he was going to go for that push. Again, try and catch his opponent off guard. Looks like he's going to go for a small push here. 3 Marines, 3 Marauders, and maybe another Marine in tow behind. We'll see. But he is going to get scouted here. Mjung going to probably cruise up this ramp. Yeah, he is. Yes, he is. Hoyification, though, does know this is coming. We'll see how this is going to go. Looks like he's got plenty of sentries here for defense of this ramp. He should be able to block it off just perfectly. Indeed, indeed. In the meantime, Mjung will be buying himself some time to get his command center out to the natural. We'll see where he's going to tech from here. I assume he's going to stick with heavy, heavy infantry. Good split there with those sentries. Nice force fielding there. Going to take out a couple free units there. Ooh, Mjung, gotta stay away from those cliffs. Almost got the kill on that Marine. Almost. Looks like Hoyification, though, is going to be on his robotics tech now. He did grab a warp prism. Nothing else out of his robotics quite yet. I do half expect to see him start pumping out some immortals, but it looks like he's going to go for a drop here first. Yep, here comes an immortal. Looks like he's just rallied over to this position. Drop incoming, it appears. 3 sentries, 1 zealot. I'm probably going to nail down that mineral line as quickly as he can. See if Mjung going... Yep, he's scouting it right now. Pretty good reaction there. He's going to get these guys out of the way. And pretty good force buildings going down as well. No other warp ins. Looks like he's going to have to evacuate this guy. I think probably a good solid warp in there would have fared well for him. And he may have used... Well, he should have only used 2 force fields there, I think, instead of 3. Then he could have backed out a little bit and then tossed down a little bit more. But let's just check that unit's loss tab. Notice that Hoyification did lose a little bit more so far in these engagements, but not by much. And he did stall some good mining time there. But another good thing is he did scout what's going on in his opponent's base. He did see that orbital command. Didn't see the starport, obviously, but the starport is going to be going down here for Mjung. Notice that we do have a tech lab going to be out on the field, so I do assume we're going to see some Banshees here. I think these guys are going to switch out here, and looks like he's going to send out his factory for some scouting intel. Nothing else from this robotics quite yet. I would like to see another immortal out on the field. Just 2 so far. Not bad, but I mean, those immortals, man, I'll tell you what, they're really, really useful units versus marauders, and we've got a lot of marauders in this army here for Mjung, so I think Hoyification might want to consider that as he moves forward here. But looks like here comes your factory. A little bit of scouting going to go on. And down to the low ground goes Hoyification with his forces. Probably going to see him secure an expansion here. Where's he going? Where is he going? Looks like he's going to go do some scouting. Probably just take the tower for now. And that's not bad. Maintaining that map control is always smart. So great play there so far. Mjung still with his army up in the main. Looks like he's just afraid that we might see some more drops. Scan going to be going down here on the factory. Right next to where the factory is scouting. So if you're frozen, you might want to refresh. Factory may start on fire here. Yep, there it goes. So that factory is going to burn down. Back over here we do have 1 SCV. This guy just kicking it on patrol here for just a little bit. Icefire, both of these guys are silver. Good question. Hoyification cruising now down to the low ground. He does have double photon cannons here. Kind of an interesting play, but I like it. Actually, this could really help him against Mjung's push. Now, Mjung, I don't know. He may be out of his comfort zone here. He's been supply blocked. Now, this is the second time he's been supply blocked here recently. And he's got some supply depots in production. You're going to fix that. But, I mean, this is costly supply blockage here. So he's got to be careful. Notice that he's going to be grabbing those Banshees as well as a Raven here. So going back to his kind of standard play, except he's doing it off 2 base. All in all, not a bad play here, but it may be a little bit out of his comfort zone considering how much he's been supply blocked. However, he is way ahead in the supply count. If you do check that units tab, he's got a severe economic advantage as well and should be in just great shape here. Hoyification, though, does have a pretty nice little army, but this push not going to go well for him. Not going to go well indeed. Mjung, I think, has got a superior force back here. He's about to have +1 complete. Those bunkers going to be extremely helpful. Notice he's going for a 3rd. Zealot going to be cruising in. Warp Prism here going to get taken out. And here comes the rest of the attack. Nice little play there from Mjung for defense. Didn't overcommit. to taking out that unit. And now he's taken out that entire army with taking very, very few losses, and that is going to trigger him to go for a push. A good solid counterattack is going to be going down, and off he goes. Nobody here for defense. Hoyification got to get some defenses up if he intends to hold on here, but that is not nearly going to be enough. We do have some Banshees going to be cruising in. Are we going to see... Oh, he doesn't have enough for point defense drone. So, GG from Hoyification, though. It does not matter. That is so many Marauders to deal with. You just got to have an answer to those guys up front. Thank you guys for coming out. Don't alt-tab. Always alt-Starcraft. Game 2 will be headed your way here momentarily. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Snack. We've got that live tournament action. Game 2 in this best-of-3 final here. It is going to be Mjung and Hoyification battling it out. Currently, Hoyification down 1 game. Pressure is on. It is beginning to mount as he moves through this game. He's got to take it down. Go, 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 go. Hoyification, you can do it, brother. Let's take this to Game 3. That would be awesome. Mjung, though, extremely strong player. He looks like he does stick with his unit composition. He likes the unit composition very, very well. We've only seen him use that Marine Marauder, tanks, and Banshees, and we've seen actually quite a few games from him, so he's stayed with that pretty heavily. I mean, with a couple differences here and there, but all in all, it's been essentially the same type of thing. But last game, he was really going kind of a macro style, and I think it worked out very, very well. We'll see where he's going to go from here, though, on game number 2. Now, he didn't spring his 1-1-1 all-in on Hoyification quite yet, so there is a good possibility that he will do that. It is a very, very strong push, especially against a Protoss player. And we'll see how Hoyification could... I mean, it's a good possibility. I wonder if he does go for it, how Hoyification will respond. Back here at Hoyification's base, he does have his pylon going down in fairly good time. Kronos going down on his Nexus and sending out a good early scout. We'll see what he's going to find. He's going to make it up into his opponent's base. Barracks is going down in great time, as well as we're about to see more SCVs. And Hoyification tossing down a gateway. Nicely done, guys. I know, the first couple minutes of the game, they can be kind of boring. But this isn't really that boring. I mean, this is a solid tournament setting for these guys. They've really done a lot of work to make it here. And I'm really interested to see who's going to win. In fact, who are you guys thinking is going to win this one? Do you think Mjung going to take it 2 in a row? If you do, press K or press 1. No, just press 1. And if you think that Hoyification is going to take it out 2 games in a row, going from here, is he going to be able to make that? Let's see, a 2. Make a good kid tossing down the K. That's the same as a 1. Good stuff. And the scouting going to commence here from Mjung. Back here at Hoyification's base, we do have a second gateway gone down, as well as his cyber coursers who's actually rushing into that there fairly quickly. Could see a 2-gate type push. I don't know. We'll see what it's going to be, but he's going to have double gates out. So maybe going to see him chrono boost out those just a little bit extra or something. Go for a big push. Maybe he's going to have to cut probe production for that, though. There's his second gas, so I'm a little bit mystified by his build order here. We'll see where he's going to go, but this strikes me as a little bit strange. In the meantime, Mjung is going to be hiding his SCV here, but Hoyification very aware of what's going on in his base. I like that. Good scouting there in his own base, making sure that he is going to be safe. Yeah, so everybody's kind of thinking that Mjung has got this one in the bag. It's a tough situation, though, for Hoyification. I mean, even if he does win this one, the trouble is that he has to go on. The next map pick goes to Mjung, and so Mjung will be able to pick a map that he's super comfortable on. And that does make it difficult. So, yeah, it's always hard to come back in a best-of-3 if you lose game 1. Very difficult. Very difficult indeed. Now, we do have our second Rax out on the field for Mjung, so it's not going to be his 1-1-1. We'll see if he's going to go for an expand. And I don't know. I'm kind of mystified. He either needs to toss down his factory at this point or go for an expansion, I think. I don't know, 5 minutes in. Yeah, he'll need to pick something relatively soon. All in all, he's not too far behind. However, it looks like he did send out this Reaper, but it was staved off in great time here from Hoyification. Perfect. Perfect. Lucky, lucky. That Reaper not going to be effective. Oh, there we go. We do have a command center, so that was it. he is going to go for an expansion. He's doing basically the same thing he did in that last game so far, except he's a little bit behind on his expansion compared to where he was in that last game. Back here in Hoyification's base, we do have a Twilight Council as well as a Robotics. Interesting. This is a lot of tech, though. A lot of tech. So it's either going to be a big Blink Stalker play here. Looks like it is going to be that. So we won't guess at anything else if that's what it's going to be. Ha! Blink going to be going down. I assume he's going to chrono boost this out here when he gets up a little bit more energy. In fact, we'll just check. No, he's not doing it right now. He's got enough energy, so maybe he just doesn't remember. What's he going to get from the Robo, though? I'm interested to see. Looks like he is going to grab that Observer. Going for Blink play here can be extremely difficult, though. The reason is there's only this small area of spots where you can make it into your opponent's base, and quite frankly, this is his strong point. Right here at his ramp. I mean, even if you're blinking up here, you may as well be at the ramp. If you're blinking up here, again, may as well be at the ramp. So, yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things. We do have a bunker going down here for Mjung. So he's going to be flying this command center out here momentarily, I would assume. Looks like he's going to wait for it to go into an orbital first. In the meantime, Hoyification is about to be complete with his blink. I think we're going to see a push from him here fairly soon. He's going to have to be super effective with his blink, however. Just considering how few places there are to get up. I mean, he can't jump up into that base, snipe something, and bail, because as soon as he goes up into this base, he's going to be engaging these units. Now, Mjung actually is going to be slightly behind in his military here. But he's going to be tossing down a bunker. Force some defense as we do have this stuff cruising forward here. We've got Hoyification going to be blasting away the destructible debris and is going to be going for what I assume is this Blink Stalker attack here momentarily. Looks like Mjung going to be backing out to the top side of his base here. Gonna back out. Now, this is the trouble for Hoyification. See, if you're gonna go for this build, you have to commit to it. Otherwise, it starts to put you behind, because adding in just the Twilight Council to 3 gates and a Robo, it puts you behind really quickly. It's a lot of commitment there for production. So I mean, when you get out that blink, you really have to make it happen. Do some kind of damage, and now he's having trouble transitioning out of it. Looks like he is going to go for an expand here, but it is going to be way late. I mean, and the nice thing, I guess, is that he's going to have his blink tech for defense. There is a tournament tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be the Open Arena Tournament. We've got some pretty good players signed up for that one. And yes, I do celebrate Christmas. I love to receive Christmas presents. Woohoo! Robotics facility working on some Immortals. He's got 2 Immortals out on the field here. Hoyification should be in okay position. Notice he's putting down his photon cannons here. But it looks like Mjung going to be cruising out across this map with an SCV. Going to grab some scouting intel. In the meantime, he does have his expansion up and running in pretty good style. Pretty good style indeed. Look at all these bunkers all over here. No more. Just the 3. Just the 3, but he's got a pretty substantial army here. He's going to be grabbing Combat Shield, and he did grab his Starport, his Reactor here. He's going to be working on Medivacs and Vikings. Kind of an interesting combo. Versus Protoss. Do have a Forge out on the field and a Robotics base, so it is going to be Colossus here in just a little while. That is a nice deal, though, for Mjung. I think he half expects this at this point. He did scout that Robotics, so he's going to assume that come mid-game we're going to see some Colossus, and he's already preparing for that with some Vikings. He only got, let's see, just the 1 out, but I mean, that'll be enough, probably. It'll help him do a little bit extra damage to that Colossus, maybe even back it up a little bit, who knows. But the Barracks now going to be out on the field, and there's going to be a Raven here momentarily as well for Mjung. Grabbing another Barracks, but he is going to be sticking with this very, very heavy infantry style play, and going to go for a drop here, it appears, as well. So good stuff there. We do have one photon cannon in this main mineral line here for Hoyification. Not going to be quite enough, but it will buy him some time to get some units up there. And we do have our first Colossus going to be out on the map here momentarily. Good DPS, a very standard choice for our Protoss players to go for that DPS unit. But, I think this is going to be an okay army, but he's got to be careful. You notice that he is falling behind still in that supply count, and that is really going to be hurting him as he moves forward. And in the meantime, we do have a drop about to commence. We better go check that sucker out. It is Mjung, 1 Marauder, 6 Marines, infinite bullets. Let's see how much he's going to do. Going to focus down the photon cannon. Interesting choice. Oh! Almost getting the snipe on that medevac. Could have blinked forward there. Did have blink. Oh, man. Do have that Colossus out on the field here, but Hoyification does need to be very careful, like I mentioned. I mean, he's starting to fall behind. That's 40-plus supply for Mjung right now, and that is quite a bit. Another Colossus trying to come out, but he's currently supply blocked here, and that is not a good time to be supply blocked. Back here at Mjung's base, he has got, wow, a whole bunch of unit production structures here all over the place. He's also grabbing another command center. Looks like he's going to start flying that sucker out right now. Great looking defense here. I think he should be okay moving forward. Just to check in on that units tab. 67, now 68 SCVs to 43 probes of Hoyification. Mjung really doing some work here. He's putting in a lot of effort. He still has this dropship. It's got 3 Marines in it. I guess he could go for a redrop, but with only 5 HP, that will make it difficult indeed. But the third going down here for Mjung in great time. Hoyification needs to be scouting this a little bit better, as well as gearing up for an expansion of his own. Protoss need to get on 3 base, I think, at least by the 15-minute mark, generally speaking, unless they've been enduring lots and lots of pressure or something. It's like re-all in or something like that. But I mean, in a macro game like this, you need to be getting yourself on 3 base. Once you're on 3 base, you can do anything you want. But right now, he is way behind in the army count, and he is going to be moving out across the map. I do believe that this is going to be a mistake. We've got +1 completed on this infantry here. And a good bunch of Vikings out on the field. He's got air dominance, as well as a very large army. He's about to be maxed out. Looks like Mjung thinking it's time for an attack here as well. Oh, he's not going. He's not going yet. He's just moving forward. Oh, he is going to go. Is going to go for an attack. And Hoyification backing out here. Nice force fields there. Actually, not so much. You got to trap some of them. You really want to be splitting that army. They started out to be okay, but he really needed to finish this line in the back, so that he trapped half that army, forcing half of the army to engage, the other half stuck behind force fields where they're not able to do anything. And now Mjung in a phenomenal position. He's got a maxed out army. He's working on his upgrades. He's starting to grab +2. I mean, this isn't as fast as we saw our Terran players last night in those show matches, but I mean, this is still really nice play here from Mjung. He's got a pretty substantial army and great upgrades. +1/+1 already complete. I think he's going to do very well here. Hoyification, though, is buying some time. He does have a scary army here. He's got +2 attack on his thermal lanced Colossus. Those guys can be fairly effective. Point defense drone being utilized here. He's going to toss down a second one. Nicely done. Colossus, though, doing a lot of damage, but these Vikings going to focus these guys down very quickly. And here comes the rest of the army for Mjung, and Hoyification going to lose his entire force there very quickly. And there is the GG, ladies and gentlemen. Mjung is crowned the champion. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for watching. Don't alt-tab. Always alt-Starcraft. We'll see you guys in just a bit.